Hi there, welcome back to another video. My name is Monica of Milly and Monica, and I am a full-time reseller on both Poshmark and eBay. Today's video is a what's sold video. I'll be sharing items that sold for me over on both of those platforms. So if you are at all interested in reseller related content, selling clothing online, and of course making money online, please consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and of course give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube. So this is a what sold video for the week of March 16th through March 22nd. And as many resellers during this time, I really questioned whether or not I should make this video, if it was appropriate, if you'd even want to watch it. And I just appreciate you so much for being here and watching this video. But overall, I came to the conclusion that I still want to provide you with content that it can be helpful and useful, and hopefully this video can help you in your situation currently or maybe sometime in the future. So I decided to make it, and I also wanted to make this video as hopefully some inspiration that, you know, items are still selling online right now. Money is available to be made online still, and that we should just keep moving forward as best as we can. I know that is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep as much normalcy in my life as I possibly can, and making these videos helps me do that. So I started off March by making weekly what sold videos, and I just want to continue with that at least through the end of March. So if you want to go back and watch both my the first week of March, second week of March what sold videos, please do so you can kind of get a whole view of the month for me. And I will start by sharing my gross sales for both platforms. So with both Poshmark and eBay, I did gross before fees, cost of goods or taken out. I did gross $1,236.11. Poshmark does take 20%. eBay has their various fees. And so I will do a little bit more of a breakdown as we move into this. On Poshmark, I sold $963 and I listed 60 items, had 39 sales. There were several bundles within those sales. And on eBay, with a little bit smaller of a week for me, but that is definitely okay, I sold gross sales $273.11. I listed 45 items. I had 17 sales. And with that, I actually also had 3 sales that I had to open unpaid item cases for last week. I think that's pretty to be expected right now during this time. I think people put in offers and then realized maybe they just really didn't want the item that much, and so they didn't pay. So I had 3 unpaid item cases opened up on items that were total sales value of $122, which was a fair amount of money, but I definitely am not holding any grudges. I completely understand. And it's just part of selling on eBay. That is a huge difference between Poshmark and eBay, is that people can make you offers on eBay and they don't have to pay right away. And, you know, that can be frustrating, but it's just part of it. So my average sale price for both platforms, you know, combined was $22 for this past week. I did have a total of 56 sales. And, you know, my average sale price is a little bit lower than I think maybe the average full-time reseller. And I'm perfectly okay with that. If you watch many of my videos, you know that I am more of a bread and butter seller. I shop primarily at the Goodwill outlet. So if you want to kind of see more of the items that I pick up and how much I pay for items, you can definitely go back to and watch some of those videos, because most of the time my inventory I do pay for by the pound. So I'm going to share my eBay sales first. I normally do it the opposite because Poshmark is my main platform, but I wanted to share my 5 top grossing eBay sales for the week, and then we'll move into Poshmark and what was happening over there. So like I mentioned with eBay, I did have those 3 that were unpaid, and that's just okay. So anyway, first thing that sold over on eBay I'll be sharing is this Banana Republic leather double-breasted jacket. I actually expected this to sell on Poshmark quite a while ago because I had so many likes and I've sold similar jackets. But for some reason, this has just been hanging out. I finally sold on eBay for $28.49 this last week. Next is this Express button-up, long maxi red striped shirt dress. It was a size large, and it did sell for $25. I should also say on eBay, buyer pays shipping. This next sweater was a men's Orvis cashmere pullover sweater. It was 100% cashmere. I love picking up cashmere pieces. They seem to do just so much better on eBay. In the time that I've been listing on eBay, cashmere just seems to be a keyword people are searching for over there. This did sell for a little bit less than I was expecting, but due to the season and the times, I was happy to accept a $20 offer. And this next piece was an item that was newly listed this past week, and it was a vintage thin leather Western statement belt, and it sold for $20, size small. And the last eBay sale that I'll be sharing was this pair of Mark Fisher Espadrille platform sandals. They were a size 10, and they also sold for $20. So those are the 5 sales that I'll be sharing for eBay, and then I'll move into Poshmark sales. I am going to share a variety of Poshmark sales, my highs and a few of the lower ones. I did notice this past week that I had a lot of bundle sales, and with the bundle sales, I will say I was definitely more open to lower offers than maybe I normally would expect or normally accept. I made a video recently, and you can go back and watch it when you're done with this one, but it was a video on 12 tips for your Poshmark business right now. And I think that, I hope that that video could provide you with some insight and maybe some different tricks that you can try over on Poshmark. But one of the things I talked about in that video was being more open to lower offers than you normally would normally accept, and potentially sending out lower offers than you would normally send out. And I know that I definitely benefited from that this past week, and I think I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I am extremely grateful for each and every sale right now. I think we all are, and moving forward, I don't know what the future is going to bring. I do expect that sales are going to take a little bit more of a dive and before they start to increase again. And that's to be expected. Sales in general, that's to be expected. And this is just kind of an uncertain and strange time. So, I don't expect my sales to stay steady, but for each sale, I definitely am doing a little happy dance, as I always do, but now they feel extra special. So if you have ever purchased from me, know that I'm always grateful. And if you have continued to purchase from me or are a repeat customer or have decided to shop with me, thank you so much. And I know that for any reseller out there, anyone who is reselling clothing, we thank you so much. Anyway, I'll get off that for a moment so we can dive back into actually what sold. This first jacket, I guess it's more of a sweater, but I was really excited to find this piece. I was really excited to clean it up, and I was even more excited to send it off to a new home. And that was this vintage Renegade Club wool fleece zip up sweater. It's almost like a sweater jacket. It could be worn kind of either way. And it was a size large and sold for $65. I absolutely love this piece. I've been looking for a similar piece for quite a while, and I was just so excited to send it off to a new home. Next is another piece that, or I guess is more so a brand that I've been looking for and finally found. This was my first time ever finding Reformation, and it was the Julia high-rise cigarette style in black. And they're size 27. They sold the same day that they were listed for $70. And that was just a really fun piece for me to find as well. To be honest, I thought this pair of jeans was a vintage pair of jeans at first, because when I felt them, they had that kind of vintage structured feel to them. But then I saw the tag and I knew they were definitely something special. Next, I'm going to share a bundle sale. Like I said, I did have a few bundle sales. This was 4 pieces, 2 vintage bags, and then 2 pairs of booties. So the first 2 bags I've had for a while. So the first one is a straw kind of wicker bag, perfect for spring and summer. And then the other bag was a just vintage leather bag, great quality piece. And they sold with this 2 pairs of booties. So one pair was more of a vintage style. They had a bit of a squared toe to them. And then the second pair was a naturalizer booty, and together all those items sold for $50. I have had several of those items for a while, so I was happy to kind of just move them all on and still make some money in the process. This next bundle was a really fun bundle as well. So the first piece was an And Other Stories pair of they were a kick flare cropped corduroy pant, and they sold with this H&M chunky knit mock neck sweater, and together the two sold for $45. Next is this pair of Saludos. So Saludos is a brand that I don't find, I feel like, that often, but it's definitely out there and people, I feel like, are searching for this brand. And this was a pair of tan leather woven wicker sneakers, and they were size 10, and they sold via offer to liker for $35. When I do send out offers to likers, I usually only do the lowest shipping discount because otherwise, full shipping does eat into my profit margins quite a bit when I'm selling items at lower prices. This next piece was a cabbie belt, and it was the Here or There brown wide leather belt, and this could be styled so many different ways. I absolutely love this belt, and comps were really good on this piece. So if you come across this belt, don't leave it behind because comps are really great on it. I did take a $30 offer, but some of the comps ranged from $40 to $50. I even think I saw a $60 or a few $60 comps on this piece. So definitely a style and piece to be looking out for when you're looking at belts. Next is another pair of sneakers, but this was more of a 90s Y2K pair of sneakers, and they had floral embroidery on them, little daisies and like sunflowers, and they were more of a denim like material. They were size 7.5 and sold full price for $32. Next is a vintage Liz Claiborne button-down dress, and this is more of a midi length dress and had a geometric print. I absolutely love button-down dresses right now. I think they're so just kind of on trend. You can button them or unbutton them a little bit so you can show a little leg. So if you come across vintage styles like that, definitely go ahead and maybe try them out if you want to experiment with vintage. It sold for $28 via offer to liker. I styled it with this really fun vintage belt just to add a pop of color. I do put in the description that the belt's not included so people know, but it's just kind of a way to style it so people can see how to wear it, and I think that does help a little bit. Next is this Cynthia Rowley navy floral blazer. This was also an item that had been newly listed last week, and it was a size large and sold for $28 via offer to liker. This next jacket was a really fun one. Almost didn't buy it. I almost left it because I thought, well, I just wasn't sure. And it was this vintage late 90s, early 2000s kind of celestial sun moon striped tapestry jacket. And although I thought it was really cool, I just wasn't sure if anyone else would like it. But I was wrong. It sold really quickly, actually, for $25 via customer offer. I've got a really great love note on it. The person said that they really, really enjoyed it. I can't remember their exact quote, but anyways, I knew that they loved it, and that was exciting because it definitely was a piece where I was like, I don't know. Like, usually I am someone who's like, this is a yes, like absolutely. And that one I was on the fence with, but I would definitely pick it up again. So this next item that sold quickly was a pair of overalls, and I think I talk about my love for overalls in just about every video, so if you're sick of hearing it, I'm probably going to keep mentioning it. So this is a pair of vintage Gap late 90s Y2K style crop bib overalls, and they sold for $28 via customer offer. This next sweater was a vintage geometric kind of tribal print mock neck sweater, size medium-ish. I don't think there was a size tag in it, actually. So that's kind of where I just go by measurements and kind of how it fits. And it sold for $25. And then this next item that sold, so I guess I should mention, I've heard a lot of resellers in the past week saying vintage is not selling for them right now. And honestly, I did sell a lot of vintage this past week. But I did notice a trend that a lot of the 90s style vintage was selling, maybe more of the streetwear, a lot of jeans and shorts and sweaters. So I think You know, I'm not seeing a lot of like my 70s or 60s style stuff sell right now. And so I'm kind of definitely keeping that in mind, as, you know, I can't really go sourcing right now, but in the future when I can go back to sourcing, I'll definitely really just be looking for 80s, 90s, and Y2K styles, so early 2000s, just because that does seem to be what's selling, and, you know, hopefully that can be of some use to you. Okay, this next piece was a pair of 90s Lee. They were an ivory color high-rise mom jeans, and they sold for $30. They were a smaller size, around a size 24. I have actually sold this next two pieces that sold. I'm kind of lumping together because I sold two sets within a short amount of time, or two lots actually. So they were a lot of vintage floral embroidered hankies. The first lot here was a lot of 11, and I tried to lot them based on the style and sizes. And so this set sold for $20 via offer to liker, but I also sold a lot of 9, and those sold for $15 just via customer offer. So I do have 2 more lots left. If you're interested, you can definitely check out my closet. I do have 2 more lots of them, different styles as well. I think maybe people are interested in doing maybe some crafts with them right now. I think that'd be really great if you have some extra time. First, this pair of Victoria's Secret VSX extra small purple leggings, and they sold for $20 via offer to liker. This next sweater was the first Aerie piece I've sold, actually. I was excited to find a couple of Aerie pieces recently because they were in really great condition. This one was actually new with tags. It was a gray turtleneck sweater, but a really lightweight sweater, kind of a longer line, size small, and it sold for $18 via customer offer. And the last item I'm going to share today in this video was this pair of vintage black leather woven chunky slides. And again, these are more of that late 90s style, and they were size 7.5 and sold for $15. So I hope you enjoyed seeing a variety of items that sold for a variety of prices. So I hope that this video could serve as some inspiration. I hope maybe you are looking to clean out your own closet and sell some similar items right now. And I hope that you will join me next week for another What Sold video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.